Hi, my name is Jeff Acosta, and I have a condition known as Aspergers Syndrome. Just to give all you an idea of what it is, Aspergers Syndrome, also referred to as Aspergers Syndrome, Asperger's disorder, Asperger's or AS, is a pervasive developmental disorder, PDD, in parentheses, on the autistic spectrum. It manifests in various ways and can have both positive and negative effects on a person. It is typically characterized by issues with social and communication skills. Due to the mixed nature of its effects, it remains controversial among researchers, physicians, and people who are diagnosed with Asperger's syndrome. And to answer some questions, like you see, I only knew about my Asperger's syndrome like when I started high school. And well, to tell you the truth, I didn't know about my Asperger's syndrome until the summer of 2002, just before I became a sophomore in high school. But what I've learned about what I've done and did over the years, I've had Asperger's syndrome my whole life. One way to tell that I had Asperger's syndrome, if my parents had known about it at the time, was when I was a baby, I didn't crawl. I just went right to walking. Not crawling was I believe to be a sign of having Asperger's syndrome when I heard my mom talking to my aunt one night. Yeah, I'm not really sure specifically, but I believe that's what I've heard. I think what the most difficult part was about having Asperger's syndrome was I felt like I was someone else. I thought I wasn't Jeff Acosta anymore when I heard about it. I had trouble making friends when I was in middle school and my freshman year when I was at Livermore High School. The kids always made fun of me and would bully on me. This was only because I didn't know that how I acted would make them think I was mentally stupid. However, when I moved to Brentwood and started at Liberty High School, I was able to start over again and make friends. As a result, I have so many wonderful friends and a wonderful family. And I met all my friends in drama and choir, which is what I always did in high school. I always did theater and I always did singing, which I think was the best place. And I always spent my lunch time there in either the drama room or the choir room, which was so wonderful. I thought that I would have my difficulties interacting with others when I moved to Brentwood, but actually I did not have any difficulties when I was talking to the others. And when I told them about my Asperger's syndrome, and they understood me fairly. I was just so glad about that. I was able to make wonderful friends, and when I interacted, I wanted to make sure that I didn't act ridiculous, because, well, you know the old saying, first impression is very important, and it paid off. I always thought that my Asperger's syndrome was restricting me from some goals that I tried to attend. Like one of them was my parents were a bit concerned about me driving, but my parents had a reason. I have a tendency to not concentrate thoroughly, and they fear that if that happens when I'm driving, I may kill myself. So, after speaking with my family, I'm not restricted. They're just protecting me. I am able to go for what I really want to do to be a success. I'm able to go for my career and what I want to do. One of the careers I want to do is I want to be a kindergarten or a first grade teacher, and I'm actually looking into that. And I'm also in the process of becoming an author because, heck, I'm in the process of publishing my own book right now. And in case any of you are interested, it's called Adventures in Colurland, A New Beginning. So there really is no restrictions after I was speaking with my family and learning about my Asperger's syndrome. How Asperger's syndrome has been beneficial for me was it helped me make so many wonderful friends, and I was able to touch everyone's heart for what I've done for them. I was able to keep in touch with my friends. Like my 4 closest friends who I'm still in touch with are my friends Sarah Spiro, Sam Matea, Brett Gravatt, and Michelle Biggs. My Asperger's syndrome also helped me meet this wonderful girl who I'm hoping that she and I will have a relationship eventually, is my friend Penelope Chan, who I actually met for my job. I'm a cashier at Target. Oh, and speaking of Target, I should say, I mean, it's a nice job, but all the pressure I have to take, I feel like Target is not really the best place for someone with Asperger's syndrome. Just to let any of you know if you have any family members that may have the Asperger's syndrome or autism, if they can't take pressure. But I will tell you though, what a detriment it made in my life was I felt really bad about when I did those terrible things to my family. We would have arguments, and well, I really regret doing those. I really hate doing it. I mean, my family's totally forgotten about it, but well, I just wish I could take them all back. But what's done is done, and I've learned from my mistakes. Yeah, but living with Asperger's syndrome, after learning all about it and being able to do it, it's been quite a challenge, and I've actually succeeded so far. I'm living on my own. I have my own job. I actually have a cat named Buster. You may have heard him during this video. And I'm also going to become an author with publishing my first book. And one thing about my book I will tell you, my friends that I mentioned, Sarah, Michelle, Brett, Sam, and Penelope, they're involved in it, and so is my whole wonderful family. And one thing I will say, I was so honored to do this for my brother Mike. Thanks, Mike.